Welcome back to the TruGolf Academy. You've joined me, Jon Watts, today at Branston Golf and Country Club. Today's video is the first part of a 4-part series on how to break 90. So I'm going to give you 4 simple tips over the course of these videos of how you can lower your score and break that magic 90 number. Today's video is all going to be about the tee shot and playing with your shape. Stay tuned to find out more. As mentioned, today's video is part 1 of a 4-part series on how to break 90. So just finished filming and uploading videos on how to break 100. So again, 4 tips to do that. Today is a new series, how to break 90. So I'm going to share with you 4 simple tips. Today's one being on playing with your shape on the golf course. So I'm going to be focusing on using the driver off the tee, but this obviously could relate to anything. And what I mean by playing that is when you are on the course, this is the time to actually play with what you've got, not try and change your swing. So if you're having lessons, if you're working on anything in your game, do that at home, do that on the driving range, do that in the practice area. Potentially on the golf course, if it's not a competition round, maybe if it's a few holes on your own in an evening and you're just trying to get used to a new move. But if we're actually playing golf, I want you to try and play golf and get the ball in the hole in a lower number. And that means playing with what you've got on the day. So, and there's, you know, obviously a number of tour players who are very good at this. They might not be striking as well as they want on the range. They might be struggling with a certain shot, but they'll go out there and just play to their strengths. And that's what we need to try and do. So what I want to talk about is the tee shot, first of all. This first shot, how can we play with our strengths? So I've got a long par 5 here. If I'm not going to get to that green in 2, do I need to hit a driver off the tee? Or could I take a shot that's going to keep me more in play, playing against some of my strengths and plot my way up the fairway? I am going to take the driver and I'm going to talk you through this. So if we've got a particular shape, if my bad shot or my current shot is naturally always curving to the right and my bad shot misses to the right, then I'm better up teeing over here on the right hand side of the tee box to encourage me to aim up the left hand side and try and play with my shape. Whereas if I'm drawing the golf ball and my bad one's a hook, if I'm generally hitting it left of the target, I'd be better up teeing over here on the left-hand side and picking an aim spot more to the right. So I want you to use the tee box. Don't just plonk yourself in the center of the tee. Think about your shape. Think about where your good ones go, where your bad ones go, what you're playing with and what you're playing for. So if you have a natural tendency, I want you to try and play with that on the course. Now, people think that's going to make them a worse golfer, and I really don't agree. So if I was setting up, because my natural shot goes to the right of the target, I would tee up over here on the right-hand side. The second thing I would encourage you to do is pick a start point where you're going to aim it. I would never aim out of bounds at water, you know, right in the center of the trees, but there's absolutely nothing wrong with aiming left edge of the fairway, left edge of the green, or maybe even into the semi-rough. If it goes straight, it's fine. If you have your natural one that fades to the right, you're perfect. And if you hit a bad one, at least you've allowed for some of it by aiming more down the left side. What a lot of golfers do wrong, so they want it to finish in the middle of the fairway, so they pick a start point to the left, more down the left-hand side of the fairway, but when they look up, they're looking back towards the fairway. I want you to look at the point you want to start the golf ball. That is your focus point. If it goes straight there, you know, on the left side of the fairway, absolutely fine. But if you do hit your natural tendency, of course, we've already allowed for it. So start playing with what you've got on the day. Don't try and fix your swing faults on the course. What you've got to remember, and I say this to a lot of golfers I teach, let's say you are taking around those 100 shots and you're trying to break that and trying to get into these 90s like we're talking about today. You'll only be hitting probably 40 full shots on the golf course. The rest of them are putting, chipping, pitching, bunker shots, fairway bunkers, etc. Your swing from first movement to impact is over in around 3/4 of a second. So you're on the golf course for 4 hours and 18 holes, and you're doing about 30 seconds worth of practice on your game. you know, it's not a lot. It's not going to change a whole lot. So don't feel like you've got to fix things in those 30 seconds. I'd much prefer you to do that when you get home, in the garden or on the driving range after, and then work on those faults. But on the course, as much as possible, I want you to play with your shape. So I'm going to hit 2 shots. I'm going to hit one where my natural tendency, let's say, is more of a draw shape. So for me as a right-handed golfer, something that curves to the left, my bad one, let's say hook. So I'm going to tee up over here more on the left-hand side. And I'm going to pick a start point more to the right edge of the fairway. So I've got a willow tree out there just over the bunker, which is on the right side of the fairway. So what I'm going to be doing is pick my start point, and that's what I'm focusing on. If it goes straight there, I'm absolutely fine, but if it does bend left, I've already allowed for some of it. So let me go ahead and see if I can hit it at that, and if it draws, it draws. Perfect. So that one started at the bunker, at the willow tree on the right-hand side. It's had my natural curve, my tendency to the left, but it's finished on the left half of the fairway, so it's definitely in play. And the opposite, if I am a natural fader, my bad one's a slice, which I would say is more common. I'm going to tee over on the right-hand side to encourage me to aim at the left. The only difficulty on this particular tee shot here is perhaps with these overhanging trees, but it's not going to worry me too much. So I'm going to pick a start point on the left edge of the fairway, which is skimming over the top of these trees, but it opens up a little bit on the left after I'm about 150, 200 yards out there. So I'm aiming now up the left side of the fairway, and that's what I focus on. If the ball curves back my normal shot shape, then that's absolutely fine, but if it goes straight on that left side of the fairway, that's also fine. Good, so that one started, do you know what, just a touch right of where I was aiming, and it did curve to the right of the target, and it has missed the fairway actually on the right-hand side into the semi-rough there. But having allowed for some of that by teeing up over here on the right-hand side and aiming down the left, it's in play rather than deep into the trees or whatever it might be, out of bounds in the water, whatever that bad shot is. So play with your tendencies on the course. Don't try and fix things. That's time for at home or on the driving range. On the course is about lowering your score. And I know if you can play to your strengths, play to your shape, you're definitely going to score better and break that 90 score. If you did enjoy the content video, make sure you check out the rest of the series as well, part 2, 3 and 4 on break 90, and do subscribe to the channel. It's the best way to show your support, and don't miss any other videos again. Thank you.